on his head, put a water on me, know that's how I can fiend. Me and cash changer, hold him in. Take, don't mislead her. I can get it a lot cheaper. Had a chance, I wouldn't do nothing different. Keep around and score me back for business. Watch what you say, you know the streets listen. I threw my own rocks at the pen. I roll it on me, that's the president. Don't know me come with this. Ain't hard to people know you artificial. Can't keep around and score me back for business.
Dropping, it ain't hard to tell you they ain't popping. Overweight, weight watching, pull the play fake option. I'ma play the whole game like it ain't no rules. Wide awake, YSL boat shoes. It's a mystery, but ain't no clues. Ain't for free, that's why I charge whatever I so choose. Hey, I'm the only yo, I be master speaking. Left your eardrums bleeding, son. North be so high, yo, Cleveland. We always get even, throw you in the till you quit breathing. Quit dreaming, you gon' have to catch me in demons. I be moving like Shadow Stevens. Underground warlords, we battle demons. Send that your Adam's apple region. That's how I leave them.
Trees from the block, my number read yachts, fingerprint screen lock. You know these fuckers.
Welcome everyone to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Milwaukee from the home court of the Bucks. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me at the table, Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson. And we've also got Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. That's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time. Pass to Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
The reflexes on Porzingis can surprise you. For a big, he plays with great quickness.
Here's Rollins, guarded by Holiday. Here's Antetokounmpo over Tatum. Antetokounmpo, no good. Here are the Celtics with the ball. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to talk with Doc Rivers a few minutes ago. Now, we talked about the difficulty of trying to contain a player like Jaylen Brown. Coach said we can't let him gain confidence and feel like he can do whatever he wants. That's when you get into trouble. You know, it's up to the players to make sure this doesn't happen. Guys?
Thanks, David. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Here's Prince. The shot, no good. White with the defensive effort. Holiday with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Nice crossover to get that one.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
Yeah, but they can't relax. They've got to keep building on this lead because it is not safe.
Back to Antetokounmpo. Lopez, no luck.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Outside Holiday. And he's good on the 3-ball. Holiday's got 5 points so far.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
They're struggling to keep up.
And we'll see if they can turn things around, Kevin, on this trip. They can't continue to come up empty.
We've seen a quick start here for the Celtics. 10-point lead. And RJ, the combination of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown winning a title together. That's something else.
There was some small talk going around about breaking them up. Good thing for the Celtic front office, they kept them both. In their first 7 seasons as a duo, they have 5 trips to the conference finals. That is a ridiculous run.
Just simply overpowers the defense. Giannis flexing that near 7-foot frame.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
Back to White. On the wing, Holiday. 5 points in the game. 5 to shoot. Here's Brown. A rebound by the Bucks. There's 1:54 left in the first quarter. Here's Antetokounmpo. Jaylen Brown with the rebound.
That's just the bucket. Like you expect him to make. It's tough when you miss them.
Richard, when you talk about Jaylen Brown, many scouts felt he'd never be a #1 level option offensively. But he's proven some people wrong.
Kevin, many scouts have been wrong many times. The question has been answered. He wasn't a great shooter when he first came into the league, and his ball handling also needed to improve. But now, both of those are strengths in his game.
Here's...
Oh, my goodness.
Man!
An amazing athlete. The length, speed, Giannis is borderline impossible to guard when he is playing downhill.
You just gotta love watching a big man hustle on the glass. This is what his team expects and needs from him.
It's rebounded by Porzingis. Celtics on offense. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Outside, Horford. Here's White. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And Derek White, he's one of the most valuable guards, Richard, in the NBA.
White can play the one, he can shoot the ball, plus he is an all-league defender. So Derek White gives you everything you want in your backcourt. No surprise there. He's about as automatic as it gets from the stripe. I hope I didn't jinx him. And that's how you lead a team. Literally.
Boston leading by 8. It's White on the wing. .27 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside, Horford. There's Brown with the 3. Mans with the rebound. And here's Porter. Nothing on the board. Drives to the hoop. No good with the layup. And that does it for the first quarter. Boston on top, up 8. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. 14. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
They're playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
Kuzma outside. And Kuzma slams it in.
And with his size and athletic ability, playing above the rim, not an issue for Kuzma.
Craig. And so the ball's out of bounds. Craig touched it left.
A classic breakdown with the ball, sending it right out of bounds and giving the defense a freebie.
Bucks trailed by 6. Well, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
And the basket by Hauser.
Oh, come on. Just add vision to his perfect skill set. It's like when he's dropping dimes like that, like Jason Tatum is a problem.
Now here's Giannis. He has 6. And it's sent back by Horford. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Wow, Giannis with a strong finish inside.
And this is where you feed Giannis. The closer he is, the more dangerous he becomes.
Picked by Horford. Pritchard. And the rejection by Smith. Here's Kuzma. Smith outside. Bucks passing it around. Back to Giannis. Rebound Boston. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Tatum wide open. He fires one. Boston again missing.
And the defense dodged one right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
Pass to Rollins. Kuzma outside. Here's Antetokounmpo. 8 points for him. Yep, that one goes. Antetokounmpo's got 10. And we see dunkers get technicals for hanging on the rim, slapping the backboard, or Richard even staring someone down. Should refs let that slide, or is that something they got to pay attention to?
I don't mind the hanging on the rim, the smacking the backboard. I love that aggression. The staring people down, that's something you got to be careful with because that can cause some problems, and we don't want any of those issues in the court.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla has talked about the two J's, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He says they've been lumped together because they play a similar position, but they don't have to be similar. They've got to be able to express who they are and not constantly be compared to each other. They're not the same. Kevin?
That, David, remember a couple years ago, there was some thought that maybe one would be traded. I'm glad they're still together. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Way to go, everyone. Let's hear it for you.
About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And it's Lopez at the elbow. And the dunk by Lopez.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Here's Holiday. Following the basket by Brook Lopez. The kick out to Holiday. 2 on the clock. Brown. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. And the Celtics lead by 6.
Has confidence all over the court. No shot Brown won't take.
GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
Rebound, Milwaukee. Here's Lopez. And it's White with the rebound. Celtics leading by 6. Pass to Tatum. Pulls from the top of the key. Here's Porzingis. Another shot. And the layup is up and in. Porzingis has got 9.
And talk about persistence. Porzingis just being a bully on the offensive glass and punishing the opposition.
Here's Lopez. Can't cash in from close range. And so White will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. 8-point game. Trent, right side. And stolen by Tatum. And so it's Boston holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. Here's Antetokounmpo. Inside, Antetokounmpo, automatic.
Every aspect of Giannis's game showing tonight, just unreal.
And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That is his first foul of the game. Brown outside. And he drives in. And the shot goes in. And the Celtics lead by 8.
Speed on display there from Brown. This man can turn on the Jets. He has another gear.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Holiday with it. 5 points in the game. 6 the three-pointer. Holiday's got 8.
And with a good array of moves, Holiday can pull up for jumpers because he keeps defenders guessing.
And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Here's Cornette. And here's Porzingis for a 3. And stolen by Prince. Here he goes. The shot by Rollins, no good. Celtics leading by 11. Brown outside. Screen by Porzingis. Brown drives in. RJ, we've seen multiple all-star games for Jaylen Brown. Can he become a superstar?
Well, to me, if you've got a finals MVP in your back pocket on your resume, you are now a superstar, and Jaylen Brown is that.
A fearless athlete. Jaylen Brown competes every single night on both sides of the ball. Something you want as a teammate.
Boston making a switch here. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. Here's Rollins. Still yet to score. To the paint. And Lopez gets it to go.
Whatever drawbacks Lopez may have, scoring in the post isn't one of them. He is a nightmare for opposing defenses to deal with down low.
Bucks trailed by 11. Here's Giannis. There's the drive. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's on Porzingis. The Bucks shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And Greg, 2 seasons ago, the Bucks ranked first in defensive rating. Last season, they dropped down to number 19.
Yeah, shifting defensive schemes, coaching changes, also swapping Jrue Holiday for Damian Lillard. But they can and should be better than 19.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, coming out of high school at 6'0", Derek White didn't receive any full scholarship offers. He says it was humbling, but it drove me to get better. Each time you have the doubters, you just put a little chip on your shoulder. The 29th pick overall in 2017 has come a long way. Kevin, those chips are still there.
You're so right, David. Thanks. He's become a heck of a player. Tatum on the wing. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Tatum's got 6.
Every time Tatum finds his shot, he'll take it. He loves to fill it up from range.
And no doubt, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Lopez with the steal. Outside Prince. Here's Giannis. Against contact. Giannis Antetokounmpo forces it through.
Contact just doesn't matter against Giannis. Once he's inside, he is not to be stopped.
To the middle. Back to Holiday. Plenty of space. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Now, I understand that shot didn't go down, but they will take that look every trip down the floor.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
The thing they have to watch for is mental fatigue. They have to stay focused and finish the job.
And this is what the team wants JB to do. Punish defenses that don't respect him from the corner.
Prince can't hit. And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. The kick out to Holiday. Outside Tatum. White wide open. He fires. And again, Boston with the triple.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
To the inside. .54 seconds left in the third. And yes, it's good. Hauser's got 5. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Celtics.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
Pass to Hauser. Brown outside. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
Love the response by Brown, marching right back down and dropping in his own 3.
Here's Porter. It's good.
He just makes it look so easy on offense. Like, who takes pleasure in torturing defenses? He does.
Here's Pritchard. No scoring in this one. And Gary Trent gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And Horford wide open. He shoots. His 3-pointer's off the mark. Pass to Kuzma. Back to Trent. Here is Porter. Here's Kuzma. And no good on the last second attempt this time. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Celtics lead by 11. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Celtics leading by 11. Pass to Tatum. Inside. Here's Cornette. Shireman. Second shot opportunity. Tatum no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's Green. Rebounded by the Celtics. Tatum down low. Pass to Hauser. 3-pointer. Whoops, they pick off the pass. Here's Shireman. That one goes. Falls. Count it.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Richard, the Celtics have been among the NBA's elites for quite a while now.
Well, they've been a title contender every year for almost a decade now. Even with several coaching changes over that time, they've been the model of consistency. When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
First personal foul. Second team foul. Celtics substitution.
And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. The three from Tatum. Mans with the rebound.
Oh, man, for whatever reason, he can't get it going from three, and he's pretty good from that.
Outside Porter. Off target from three-point range.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had from three.
Holiday gets the bucket.
And how about the burst there of speed from Holiday on the drive, zipping in before the D can rotate.
And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. A different look for Milwaukee. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Doc Rivers talking to the team. He told them, you can do a lot of great things out there and still lose if you don't take care of the boards. I want to see more effort, gang rebounding, everyone involved. That was his only focus. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks. Back to Tatum. The three from Tatum.
Well, Tatum is the obvious option for the catch and shoot. He's such an efficient scorer.
Prince wide open. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Checking in for the Celtics.
And here's White. He'll bring it up for Boston. Fires the three. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And he makes that one.
And man, is he in a zone right now. Seems like he can't miss.
Here's Tatum. To Porzingis. Holiday surveying the floor. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
You want to be an NBA point? Take notes on Holiday running that pick and roll. Sometimes taking it yourself is the best option.
And the jump by Giannis.
An extremely efficient and productive game for him, but again, he's not going to be able to do it all by himself. Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Bucks trail by 7. One drops. Antetokounmpo's got 18 points now here in the second half. White, good.
I like the intention, the focus, finding a way to make it work inside.
A wide open look here for Kuzma. And a miss there on the triple.
That is not the shot they needed there. You got to work it around and get a better look.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. He hits the first one, and that stretches their lead to 8. So he gets them both, and it's a 9-point ball game here. And it's the Bucks ball. On the wing, Young. Lopez outside. Here's Antetokounmpo. Porzingis with the block.
And just fast off the floor to challenge shots. Porzingis, this helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Down low. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Celtics.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Jrue Holiday.
And his playmaking is what stood out to me, effortlessly creating for his teammates.
And the Bucks with possession here, trailing here by 8. Here's Prince. Here's Giannis. And that one is good. Giannis has got 30 points.
And a big-time playmaker. When the game is up for grabs, give the rock to Giannis.
The wide-open look here for Holiday. No good on the 3.
No time to waste on this possession.
Clock working against them right now.
And you know he knows he's the leader of this team. Giannis embracing the opportunity to come through with big baskets.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that puts them up by 5. There's 25 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. It drops. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Yeah, he was able to sneak it to the rim. Not enough room to get just like an easy layup.
They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
He's able to hit the second one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
Trying to stay alive. They've got to work quickly.
Yeah, no time to waste. They basically have to execute things perfectly from here on out.
20 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Prince outside. Here's Giannis. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 6-point ball game.
Cool, calm, and collected. Say that 3 times fast. He makes them all and puts this game away.
Timeout called, the Bucks. They're down by 6. What do you think we're going to see coming out of this timeout?
Still a sliver of hope.
We've seen teams come back from this before. Smart to take the timeout and get everybody focused on exactly what needs to be done.
And that's an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Taking 2 shots.
And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. And so it's the Boston Celtics with the W. They came in here and took care of business like they